Okay, so we're trying out a different angle here. Oh, I hope everyone can hear me. So that's just my bike back there. I'm starting to bike more. Anyways, so I'm very excited because this is my second time recording this video. The first time I recorded the throat chakra video, you couldn't hear me speaking, so I had to delete everything. But that's okay because we've grown since then, and there's like a certain type of confidence that I feel about sharing this video. So I'm actually really excited to talk about this. So with that being said, I'm kind of just going to go off of the dome and speak from the heart. I did write notes here. I really want to record this video. I really want to get this out here to you guys. So, and use your own wisdom and your own experience on the throat chakra. I'm just going to like kind of going to wing it a little bit. So, the throat chakra. The element for the throat chakra is sound. The color is blue. It represents being able to express yourself through words. And the words that you speak, or through sound. It can be through words or through sound. And the words or noises and sounds and expression that you make carry a vibration because it is a sound. Each sound has a vibration that it vibes at. When you pluck a string, when you play a guitar, it vibrates and plays a sound, and that is a certain frequency because frequency is all about vibration. And so the words that you say, the words that come out of your mouth emit a certain vibration that you're either going to attract yourself or you're going to also experience in your reality. That's why it is so lucrative to pay attention to the words that come out of your mouth, because a lot of the times when you speak these words, even if you're talking about someone, your subconscious doesn't know the difference. Your subconscious is like your childlike mind. We still have a childlike mind embedded in our system, even as adults. And this subconscious absorbs everything like a sponge, everything you hear, everything you see, everything you say. So you want to make sure that the words that are coming out of your mouth are of a higher vibration. They're not of something that's going to bring other people down. They're not something that's going to bring yourself down, because if the words that you speak are bringing other people down, subconsciously it's also bringing you down. And a lot of the times when people do speak ill of others, it is because they already feel down about themselves. So we need to literally watch what we say, because the words that we say emit a vibration, and vibration can cause things to take shape and form. So depending on the vibration that's coming out of your mouth, the words that's coming out of your mouth is going to affect the way that you look. It's going to affect the way that you see others. It's going to affect the way that you experience reality, because it's going to take shape and form based off the vibration of what you're saying. Now, I want to talk about, there's a couple doctors that I want to show. I want to show you these videos that talk about how sound and words that we speak affect the pattern of the way something is created. So Dr. Masaru Emoto did an experiment where he took water, and water has a structure, because depending on the vibration of water, water can carry a vibration. It can carry a pH balance. It can be acidic or basic, okay? Or it can be alkaline. And depending on the vibration that water carries is going to show when we freeze it, because when we see beautiful snowflakes in a microscope, we can see the beautiful Mandela pattern, the symmetry, the circular and angular shapes that it takes, and they're all unique to themselves, right? So I'm going to show this video of what Dr. Masaru Emoto did to show how the words that you speak affect the shape and the vibration of water. So check it out.
The consciousness of water, nature's greatest secret, is about to be unveiled. In 1994, a Japanese researcher stumbled upon a discovery that would challenge everything we thought we knew about water. Dr. Masaru Emoto's unconventional experiments suggest something unimaginable. Water might possess a form of consciousness. Could the substance covering 71% of our planet be aware, responsive, even sentient? From quantum physics to environmental and medical science, the implications reach far beyond the laboratory. What if everything we thought we knew about water and ourselves is about to change? Prepare to dive into a world where science meets wonder, and where a single drop might hold the key to unlocking nature's deepest mysteries. Our story begins in Japan, 1984. Masaru Emoto, a businessman with a degree in international relations, finds himself at a crossroads. Frustrated with his career, Emoto's curiosity leads him to study alternative medicine. A chance encounter with the concept of microcluster water, the idea that water molecules can form structures affecting our health, changes his life forever. In 1992, Emoto receives certification as a doctor of alternative medicine. With no formal scientific training, he embarks on an unconventional journey to explore water's potential. In 1994, he begins a series of experiments that will shock the world. His method? Exposing water to various influences and then freezing it to examine its crystal structure. Little did he know, Emoto was about to stumble upon a discovery that would captivate millions and spark a global debate about the nature of water itself. Emoto's revolutionary method exposed water samples to various stimuli: physical, mental, and emotional. Words, music, thoughts, and prayers were directed at the water, which was then frozen and photographed under a microscope. The results were astounding. The water exposed to positive stimuli formed intricate, symmetrical crystals, while negative intentions resulted in distorted formations. Through numerous experiments, Emoto demonstrated water's ability to be imprinted with specific qualities, from music to words and beyond. Emoto's most shocking discovery was that water could, quote, die, unquote. Polluted or stagnant water showed no crystalline structure. However, he found that even dead water could be revitalized through positive intentions, or words. These findings led Emoto to a revolutionary conclusion. Water seemed to possess a form of emotional essence and memory, engaging with human intention in a way that challenged our understanding of consciousness. Emoto proposed that water was not just passive, but a dynamic, responsive entity, capable of storing and transmitting information, suggesting a fundamental link between human consciousness and the physical world. Emoto's findings challenged fundamental principles of physics and chemistry, sparking intense debate in the scientific community. Critics pointed to potential flaws in Emoto's methodology, arguing his selection of crystal images might be biased and his experiments lacked traditional controls. Emoto's revolutionary response proposed that water's memory made traditional scientific methods inadequate. Each water sample, he explained, carried its own unique history. This insight offered a compelling explanation for inconsistent replication results. Support came from unexpected quarters, including Nobel laureate Dr. Luc Montagny, whose research suggested water could retain electromagnetic signatures. From this scientific debate, a crucial question emerged. Was our current scientific framework adequate to explain water's newfound behavior? Or was Emoto pioneering a paradigm shift in our understanding of matter and consciousness itself? Public interest surged. Emoto's book, The Hidden Messages in Water, became an international bestseller, suggesting his ideas resonated with people's intuitive understanding of water's special properties. Emoto remained confident, often saying, "The camera doesn't lie. These crystals are speaking to us. His unwavering stance and growing support of research gradually shifted the conversation from skepticism to curiosity about water's untapped potential. Even in the face of criticism, Emoto's work not only endured, but thrived, opening new avenues of research and challenging us to expand our understanding of the world around us. Emoto's work suggests a profound connection between human consciousness and the physical world mediated through water. His quote, "Love and gratitude are the words that must serve as the guide for the world," encapsulates his belief in the power of positive intention. If water responds to our thoughts and emotions, the implications are staggering. With water comprising about 60% of the human body, could our mental states directly influence our physical health? Some medical practitioners are exploring intention-charged water treatments, while environmental scientists consider whether collective positive intention could help purify polluted water sources. In agriculture, early evidence suggests water exposed to positive intentions might improve crop yields. Emoto's work resonates with quantum physics theories that consciousness shapes physical reality, raising profound questions about the nature of life and awareness. Emoto saw his discovery as a call to action, believing that by cultivating love and gratitude, we could positively impact personal health, communities, and even global issues like climate change. While debate continues, Emoto encouraged everyone to explore these ideas through simple experiments and mindful interactions with water. Ultimately, Emoto's work invites us to consider a reality where our thoughts and intentions have a direct, measurable impact on the physical world, challenging us to approach life with more mindfulness, positivity, and gratitude. One such experiment involves 3 jars of cooked rice. Here's how it works. Take 3 jars of cooked rice and water. Label one, "Thank you," another, "You fool," and leave one unlabeled. For 30 days, speak to each jar according to its label, ignoring the third. Observe changes in smell, color, and decomposition rates. Many report intriguing differences. While not scientifically rigorous, this exercise might change how you think about words and intentions. As you conduct this experiment, consider, how might the water in your body respond to your thoughts? How might your words affect the water around you? Emoto's message extends beyond water. It's about fostering gratitude, positive intentions, and a deeper connection with our environment. Whether or not you're convinced by Emoto's theories, this simple experiment offers an opportunity for mindfulness and reflection on the power of our thoughts and words. So, next time you take a sip of water, remember, you might be doing more than just quenching your thirst. You might be engaging in a profound dialogue with nature itself.
So now, after seeing that video, we realize that our body is made up of 70% of water, right? So depending on the vibration that we carry, the words that we're speaking to others and ourselves is going to affect the waters within our immune system, our blood, our lymphatic system, our chemical balance, right? Because if you're speaking hateful things to someone, they're going to feel it wherever. I mean, they're going to feel it wherever. They're going to feel it throughout their whole body. And it's going to affect their health. It's going to affect your health. Why not speak life into others? Speak beauty into others. Speak forgiveness and speak from the heart. Speaking from the heart is one of the most effective ways that you can change your reality just from your words alone. Okay? Literally, your words can change your reality. You can use your words to change the way that you look. There's a thing called face reading. And this may stem a little bit off topic, but you can literally use words to change the way that you look. I know it sounds crazy, but it's real, okay? I've done it before. You can change how authentic you are, how authentically you speak from your heart. You can change the way you look from that. A lot of people have asymmetrical shape faces because they're literally two-faced. They show another side of themselves to other people and then pretend to be another person somewhere else. And if there's people who are professional face readers that can tell you, like, based off of your face, like what your personality is like. And your personality kind of has to do with like what you speak and what you say and how you show yourself, present yourself to the world, right? So now that we've done that, not only can words change the shape of water, you know, through vibration and through the frequency of what you're saying, but sound, meaning vibration and the things that come out of your mouth, because the words that come out of your mouth produce a sound, produce a vibration. The sound and vibration can also change the shape of sand. So in a sense, it is kind of like water, because sand is a bunch of little particles, except they're just more dense. They're more heavy. They're easier to manipulate using water. So in order for this to make more sense, I'm gonna show you a video. So it's a video where they use sound to change the formation of sand. Change the formation. It's in these beautiful patterns. So I want to show you that. Let me go ahead and show you this video.
The first experiment for the cymatics music video is called a Chladni plate. Now, Chladni plate's basically a metal plate attached to the top of a speaker. There's sand on top of the plate, and you play different tones through the speaker. The plate vibrates, which forms different shapes depending on the frequency of the sound.
Well, we blew up a lot of speakers with the Chladni plate. So there was a lot of experimenting around the Chladni plate, primarily looking at how much volume we can put through there, how much sand to actually put on the plate, and the different shapes of plates and what different patterns would be created because of those shapes. But what we were really testing was what frequencies create the most interesting repeatable patterns, because that was a key point. So we ended up playing pretty much every audio frequency through the plate to see what different shapes it would form.
And for most frequencies, it doesn't really do much, but when it hits a frequency that resonates with the plate, it forms a really nice pure shape. So we found out what those tones were, and those were the tones we used to draw the plate in the video.
Now that we see that vibration can change the way of something that's more dense, can change the pattern and the way it looks, we can realize that what you say can also change the way your reality looks. Because as above, so below. As within, so without. Okay? And literally, the way you look is the most least interesting thing about you. But if you are someone who is into beauty, who is into self-love, who is coming into a journey of having more self-worth and taking care of yourself and taking care of your appearance, then you can use words and vibration to change your health, to change your stress levels, because your stress levels have to do with your appearance and the way you take form and shape as well, and your vibration. So, not only can sound and vibration change the frequency of something, because it can change the frequency of something, it can heal. It can get rid of sicknesses and illnesses. And it can open up your chakras, your chakra system, because your chakra system is responsible for your vibration, for your health, for your appearance. Your chakra system is like the soul of your organs, okay? And the throat chakra is the soul energy of your throat, of your thyroid gland, your voice box, your ability to speak, the vocal cords within your throat area. Okay?
It was just truly amazing to see it just erasing the tissue in front of my eyes. That's what it looked like.
Imagine a cancer treatment that can destroy tumors with nothing but sound.
Histotripsy is a non-invasive interventional technology that uses ultrasound to break up the target disease tissue.
Pioneered by University of Michigan researchers and developed for clinical use by Minneapolis-based company Histosonics, histotripsy is a promising alternative for cancer treatment. After a 20-year journey, histotripsy could soon be used to treat liver cancer patients, now that the Food and Drug Administration cleared the use of Histosonics' histotripsy delivery device in hospitals worldwide.
This milestone is something that we've been marching toward for years now, and we're right at the cusp.
Histotripsy as a technique to treat cancer, as a combined technique with systemic and immunotherapies, will hopefully change the future of cancer treatment. I'm really excited for that.
Because it is difficult to detect, liver cancer is often diagnosed in later stages when surgery may not be an option. That leaves chemotherapy and radiation treatments, but these can cause severe side effects that may take months to recover from or even cause long-term damage. Histotripsy offers an option that homes in far more precisely on the tumor, with minimal recovery for the patient.
Histotripsy actually uses microsecond ultrasound pulses to activate the nanometer gas pockets in our body and then generate microbubbles and make the microbubbles expand and collapse within very short time frame. And that creates very high mechanical strain and stress to disrupt the disease cells, such as the tumor cells.
There really isn't much of a recovery. After you come out of general anesthesia, many patients ask if the procedure was even done because they don't feel any pain. They can just get up and walk out when they're done.
To show its effectiveness, histotripsy was used to treat patients with primary and metastatic liver tumors across Europe and the United States during the Hope for Liver clinical trials. The treatments were administered using this robotic arm developed by Histosonics, called the Edison platform. Much like a traditional ultrasound device, it's positioned over the abdomen where clinicians can then use the platform to lock on to the target tumor.
We're now at the treatment stage and everything's automated, so the user will essentially enable the treatment and then monitor in real time via the ultrasound feedback as the robot traverses our planned treatment volume.
After we discovered the histotripsy phenomenon, we spent a lot of effort in the lab to actually build specialized equipment, instrumentation, so that we can really use it in the clinical setting.
The university team, in their diligence, showed a great body of research showing the capability of the therapy, and it was up to us to make it into a product.
This is a treatment region, right? This is a dark color ablation zone. Outside that spherical region, there's no other dark color zone indicating there's nothing getting damaged.
With the success of human trials and now FDA approval, hospitals will be able to purchase the Edison platform, offering histotripsy as a viable treatment alternative.
As we see cancer affecting younger and younger patients, and often the younger patients don't have surveillance, so when they present, they're already at advanced stage, and hopefully histotripsy can make a difference in helping these patients.
I'm just really excited to see histotripsy used in a wider patient population. This will allow us to extend histotripsy in the future for other applications such as renal tumor, pancreatic tumor, or even beyond the cancer such as neurological applications and cardiovascular applications.
There's just so many things that this type of technology and this system has the potential to bring to healthcare.
talked about the other chakras before, you want to have a good steady foundation within the lower, I think the lower 4 chakras now. You want to be grounded in your root. You want to feel safe enough to speak. You want to be emotionally stable or emotionally fluid. You want to have the ability to speak with emotion, to speak with passion, right? You want to have your solar plexus balanced because you want to have the confidence to speak. You want to have the drive to speak. You want to have the energy to be able to express, to be able to belt that voice out from coming from the stomach, from the solar plexus, from your confidence. You don't want to have anxiety because your voice is going to be, it's going to sound unsure. And if you're going to manifest with your words, you have to use your voice with conviction. You have to have confidence. You have to be confident. You have to believe in what you're saying. And those lower 3 chakras will help you feel the passion, feel safe, and feel confident and actually believe in what you're saying, right? And then you want to use the heart to speak the authentic truth that you have within yourself. You don't want to speak from the ego and from the mind because that's going to keep you small. That's going to keep other people small. You want to speak from the heart with courage because that's what's going to expand your energy and expand your words out into the universe, because your heart chakra is responsible for your aura. It expands out and connects to other people. You want to be able to connect with people on a deep level, not from just a mental egoic level, from a deeper level, from a level of love and integrity, right? And then you want to let yourself express. Sometimes in the beginning of opening your throat chakra, it may start to ache, but that's a good sign because that means it's opening up. When you start to do energy work on your body, on different chakra points, different areas of your body, it will start to ache. And that doesn't mean you're hurting yourself. That means you're literally releasing all of that blockaged energy, that blocked up energy that you suppressed as a child to keep yourself safe. Right? But now you're an adult, you're safe. You can build the foundation without anyone controlling you on your own to be able to speak your authentic voice and shift and move mountains. Okay? And believe in yourself. Believe what you're saying, doing what you're saying. That's what's going to help you believe in what you're saying. But anyways, so not only can the sound and the throat chakra and the words and the voices and sound that we emit out of our bodies singing can, move mountains, can change the shape of things. It can also heal you, right? When we listen to music, we begin to cry. When we listen to music, we start to feel things. Things start to come up that we never knew were there. We can feel happy, right? And the Egyptians believed that sound had the ability to heal. This is why they worshipped cats, because cats could purr. They could vibrate. They purred. Right? They believed that could heal their ailments. They used sound and frequency, sound bowls, singing bowls, tuning forks. They also, I don't know how they did this, but it is believed that the Egyptians used sound to build the pyramids. Or actually, no, let me stop. That's actually something that I believe. I believe that they could have possibly used sound to build pyramids, vibration to build pyramids. That's what I think. But within these pyramids possess a certain frequency, because they align these pyramids on Earth to be in complete alignment with the stars in the sky, and they also form a grid, but there's also other pyramids that are buried But when we uncover them and uncover these artifacts, that's when we realize these pyramids that were built were actually forming a certain grid on the planet. Because there's pyramids in America, there's pyramids in South America, there's literally pyramids everywhere. Literally. They're just underground. Next, when what we speak emits a vibration, and that vibration attracts what we're speaking. Because that's the way the universe works. That's how much God loves us. That's how much the universe loves us. That's how much the earth loves us. That's how much we actually love ourselves. We're just asleep and confused and distracted from who we really are. Is that when you speak out of your mouth, you will get exactly what you say. It's that easy. Especially if you believe it. Especially if your chakras are open. Especially if you believe it. That's the thing. Whatever frequency you're at is the belief that you're going to have. Those are the thoughts and the words that you're going to speak. If you're speaking words that don't align with your frequency, that's because that's going to make it harder for you to believe it, right? Like, if I'm saying, oh, I'm going to be the best singer in the world, right? Or I'm going to be the richest person in the world. People who don't have money or people who can't sing, who can't sing, aren't going to believe me. Because in their mind, they don't believe that they can sing and they don't believe that they're going to be the richest person in the world. Someone like Steve Jobs, or I don't know these people's names, whoever's a millionaire, they're going to believe me more than someone who doesn't have money. But they're also going to want me to put my money where my mouth is, meaning they're going to want me to do the work, because you have to use the lower chakras. You have to do what you say you're going to do. It's really that easy. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be 5 stars as soon, like right when you do it. You don't have to be a freaking pro at it. You just do what you say you're going to do. Okay? I'm learning this too. You know, I'm always in the sky. I'm always in my head. I'm always being all imaginative. And I forget that, no, girl, you got these ideas because this is what you're supposed to be doing. Not thinking about it, but doing it. But speaking it adds an extra layer. Speaking it and believing what you're speaking adds an extra layer to attracting it, because the sound that's coming out of your mouth is a vibration, is a frequency. You can pray over yourself. You can speak good words over yourself. Okay? You can say affirmations. But anyways, let's talk about, and I feel like this is starting to make more sense. Like when I talk about like what a balanced chakra looks like, what an imbalanced chakra looks like we know that an imbalanced chakra means you're speaking negatively. And it doesn't have to be negative. It has to just be something that comes from the heart, okay? Because don't mistake harsh feelings from being negative. If that's how you feel from the heart and you're speaking it from a loving place, then that doesn't have to be negative. That doesn't have to be an imbalance, because that is your truth. But if you're speaking something based off of your ego, based off of fear, and you're in disconnect from the lower chakras, you're in disconnect from your heart, then that's negative. That's not your truth, right? So let's see. Let's talk about what a balanced chakra looks like first. A balanced chakra, or throat chakra, is having the confidence to speak. Speaking from a grounded place. So when you listen to people talk, some people speak really fast and really high pitched and da 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 da, and really fast and high pitched and da da, and that's coming from the ego. That's coming from a ungrounded place. And some people are just naturally like that. There's a lot of fairies out there that I love and cherish, and I love their little squeaky voices, right? Because every voice is genetic, okay? And then there's people that are kind of slower and more present in their body, and they possess more confidence, and they're speaking from a grounded, safe, confident place. Sometimes they can lie too. These people can lie, because we have to add in the other chakras. You have to add in the truth, right? Don't be, swayed. But there's a difference in speaking real high pitch and real fast and and then speaking confidently and slowly, and like you believe what you're saying, like you're confident in what you're saying, right? Also, speaking from your heart and being truthful. The more truth you speak, the better. You don't necessarily want to hurt people's feelings, but you want to help people grow with the light that you express out of your mouth, with the boundaries that you speak out of your mouth. Because these words is what will help keep us safe. I know it doesn't seem like it could be. It seems like freedom of speech is lost and all this, but freedom of speech is not lost. No, it's not. Okay? Speak your truth. Don't speak shit based off of other people's fear. Speak how you truly feel, what you experience in your life, how you see things. That is where your truth lies, is who you are. Before anyone told you who you were, before anyone put a label on who you were, you want to speak from a place that comes before that. Because your chakra system is an ancient system of science that existed way before this reality. So create your reality the way you want it to look. If you like chaos, create chaos. Speak chaos. Speak a bunch of shit that pisses you off. If you don't, and you like good health and beauty, and you don't like all that drama, because you can have drama in your life. You just speak your truth. You just be honest. You don't have to gossip. You don't have to play into other people's drama. You just speak your truth and you speak your boundaries, and that's where your drama is going to show up. Okay? But it's coming from a loving place, and it's raising your vibration. It's making it easier for you to get what you desire, for you to find fulfillment and happiness within yourself. Easier. It's easier. Okay, another way that you can tell that your throat chakra is balanced is you're reliable. You do what you say you're going to do, because you have to have the other lower chakras be in cahoots with your throat chakra. So if you say you're going to do something, you do it. That is a balanced throat chakra. If you feel some type of way, you speak about it. That is a balanced throat chakra. If you feel some type of way, like you want to cry, you cry. That throat chakra is about expressing your feelings. Okay? If you feel unsafe, you speak your boundaries. Hey, you put a boundary up. Hey, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Because you want to feel comfortable and anywhere and everywhere that you go, right? And then finally, with your throat, you speak. You actually speak. You're actually speaking. You're speaking beauty. You're speaking light. You're speaking growth. You're speaking destruction of things that no longer serve you. You're being real with yourself. You're able to reflect and be aware of your thinking. Be aware of the things that come out of your mouth. Another thing that shows that you are balanced in your throat chakra is you have the ability to listen. You're not interrupting other people. You're not thinking about how you can speak and say and interject into this moment of silence, or interject your thoughts and feelings over someone else that's speaking right now. You are calm, cool, and collected, and you're able to fully listen with presence. Because speaking also has to deal with listening. That is the give and take. That is the divine dance of having a conversation with someone, right? Also, you have a broad range. You're able to sing low key. You want to open that throat chakra? Do vocal voices or vocal exercises on YouTube. Like seriously, like, you know them people who used to sing when they were younger and someone told them they couldn't sing, so then they stopped singing. No, you can sing still. You just need to practice. Get a vocal coach or something, You're not monotone in the way that you speak. It's like you're speaking like someone's playing music. Like your voice is like music to someone's ears. Okay? You're able to have a range of feeling and emotion with the way that you speak. That's something that I'm working on. I'm working on everything that I'm sharing here on this YouTube channel. So we're doing it together, okay? I encourage everyone to practice speaking in front of the camera if you feel called. Especially if you grew up feeling like your truth was silenced, people tried to silence you, people laughed at you, people thought you were weird because of the way that you speak. I really encourage you to start speaking on social media, because I feel like that is one of the most powerful ways that you can get your truth out there in this day and age, is speaking on your platforms, because no one can silence you. They can make their comments, but you already said it. It's already out there. Okay? Speak your truth. Do it. Practice in front of the camera. Don't judge yourself. Be inspiring to people who want to speak their truth. That is the beauty of not being perfect, is you're inspiring other people to feel like they can do it too. Because we all were given this gift of our voice. We are given this gift of our bodies to express the inner divine being that we are. Okay? Keep it cute. Keep it cute. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, you express yourself creatively, artistically. You do poetry. You speak. The throat chakra is definitely all about being artistic and expressing who you are, even without words. Okay, embodying. We get into these lower chakras again, wearing the outfit that you feel most comfortable in, that says a message, that sends a message, right? Poetry, reading, learning a new language. All of these things are going to expand your throat chakra and your ability to speak, and to speak with conviction, speak with virtue, speak with justice. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Expressing yourself without judgment. Okay? Yeah, communication, your ability to fully understand others when they speak. When people speak, you can kind of understand how they actually feel based off what they're saying, and then based off the non-social cues that they're doing. If you have the ability to see that and to, be a lie detector, then your throat chakra is more imbalanced. So also, another thing with your throat chakra being balanced is you're clairaudient. Now, not saying that you can actually hear voices, but you can technically hear voices in your head. Depending on your vibration is going to be the type of voice that you hear in your mind. So if you're more positive and you're doing things that make you happy, you're going to hear more positive voices that say, yes, you can, girl, do it, you can do it. But if you're not doing the things that you say you're going to do, and you're you're doing things that lower your vibration, whether that's scrolling on your phone or gossiping or talking shit about yourself or others, you're going to hear voices in your head that be like, who do you think you are, girl? You can't do that. And you just got to shush. Because we're not perfect. We're not going to be vibrating high all the time. We're going to go up and down, round and round, in and out and in circles, okay? You just got to shush that voice, because that voice cannot control you. Okay, you have a mind of your own. You're not controlled by what other people say. You're not controlled by what your little ego says. You want to follow your heart. Follow what's coming from down here. Follow that embodiment. Okay, follow that urge, that do that. Okay, this can't do nothing. This don't pay your bills unless it's positive, okay? Doing this and speaking and doing things, that's going to pay your bills, honey, okay? Anyways, what's next? So when you do this, when you have a balanced chakra, you're going to attract people that want to hear your truth. They love it. They want to hear it. They resonate with it. You're going to attract people that need your truth as medicine, because our truth and things that we've experienced and the authenticity and integrity that we express. Look, let me slow down a little bit. it's like medicine to others. You raise each other, you lift each other up, and it's a perfect circle of life. When you attract people that resonate with your truth, it brings your energy up to the max. It centers your energy. You feel great, especially if you were deprived of, being able to speak your truth as a child. Okay? You're going to attract relationships where you feel safe speaking your truth. You don't feel like you're going to offend someone, or it's going to turn into an argument and then, the conflict never gets resolved. It's actually going to be things that, get resolved. You're going to have an understanding with someone. You're going to be able to have better heart-to-hearts with people. People are going to understand you and hear you and fully see you, and vice versa. Okay, you're going to attract good health and metabolism, right? Okay. You're going to light up. You're going to be a pillar of light. You're going to be shining on them hoes. Excuse my language. You just going to be, it's just going, people are just going to be, people randomly just going to look at you and be staring at you and not know why. And it's because you're embodying that frequency, that energy, that vibration. Because the words, the beauty in the words that you speak, you're going to feel more confident being in a group of people. Because you trust yourself. You trust what comes out your mouth, because what comes out your mouth is coming from the heart. It's coming from that courage. It's coming from that self-worth down there. It's coming from that safety. It's coming from that passion up and down there. It's not coming from the head let me make sure I don't piss these people off. No, it's not going to be none of that. Okay, so now let's talk about what it means if your throat chakra is imbalanced. We've all been there. I've been there. Whew, it's not a good thing. It's not good. When your throat chakra is imbalanced, you may gossip, or you attract other people that like to gossip about other people. And then you kind of feel like you have to, even if you don't like gossiping, you kind of feel like you kind of have to. You're like, Or also, you're afraid to speak your truth. You're afraid to say how you really feel. You're afraid to go against the grain with your authentic thoughts. Another thing is you speak ill about others, you speak ill about yourself, and then you start to feel you start to have those thoughts in your mind of doubt. You have a lot of doubt in your mind. You may hear voices that tell you to unalive yourself or unalive others. You may, hear voices that tell you to be violent and destructive and things. You're just on that vibration. And if you may start to also isolate yourself because you feel awkward speaking. Your solar plexus is out of whack, so you kind of feel you have anxiety, you feel awkward speaking. You don't feel confident talking, so you begin to isolate yourself. And isolating yourself can really cause some serious mental health issues. If you're not doing, things that recharge you, like art, music, therapy, and you're kind of just scrolling on your phone or playing video games or always messing with electronics, you may start to hear negative thoughts in your mind, and they may become very clear. Because sometimes if we're not in our body and we're too much in our head, that clear audience and those voices start to become very clear, we can almost hear it. So you just got to be careful with that. You want to ground yourself. You want to be around people and speak your truth, even if it causes. And you want to make sure the conversations that you're having with people are positive. They're things that actually matter. They're not something that's just pointless. If we're arguing about politics, or we're arguing about your sexuality, or we're arguing about color, we're not really helping anything. We're literally sending that vibration out with our speech, and we're giving those negative aspects of politics, because there's also there's positive aspects of everything, but we're giving the negative aspects fuel and energy to grow and to actually be reality. Yeah, so another thing that shows that your chakra, throat chakra, is imbalanced is it's hard for you to listen to other people. You interrupt them while they're talking. You think you know what they're going to say. You try to finish their sentences. You kind of try to control like what comes out of their mouth, or you try to silence what they're saying with your words, you know. Another one is you lie, you sugarcoat, you fib. You're just not really authentic in your words. And I'm not saying you got to be perfect. Like it takes some courage. It takes some safety. It takes some self-worth to really be your authentic self and speak, speak with integrity and conviction. So using social media, especially YouTube, for me is an easy way to practice speaking your authentic truth. Okay. Because we like to see the real you. We like to see your raw self. Even if it's not perfect, we like to see people grow. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to sound like a commercial or be a professional. You will get better. You just do it. You just speak. I mean, when I first started this YouTube, before I started posting, I was actually recording videos, but not posting them. Just speaking, just saying whatever was on my mind, whatever I felt passionate about. It could have been anything. What helped me become literally better in speaking was the lower 3 chakras, meditating, doing what you say you're going to do. What helped me with that was my health. Going to the gym, saying I'm going to go to the gym, and then I go to the gym. And then the act of going and being in the gym helps you feel safe and in your body and grounded. Also, writing in my journal helped me get my feelings and emotions out and feel more emotionally fulfilled. But we're going to talk about that. Let's see. You're self-righteous in your truth, and you don't honor anyone else's truth. There's multiple truths to many different controversy issues or just anything, okay? You don't know everything. Your truth is not the only truth. There's other people that have a truth as well, because reality is unlimited. Anything is possible. Literally anything is possible. So being self-righteous and feeling like your way is the only way, that's a sign that your throat chakra is in balance. You're speaking and thinking from the ego. So you're insensitive to sounds, and you're insensitive to like other people when they speak. So if someone's talking to you and they're explaining like their emotions, and you can't really feel how they feel based off of what they're saying, that's a sign that your throat chakra is imbalanced, because you're not really attuned to the sound. The sound is the element of the throat chakra. So when you hear people speak, how does it make you feel? You know what I'm saying? Does it resonate with you? Or are you in relationships listening to shit that doesn't resonate with you? You know what I'm saying? Creative blocks. You may have writer's block. You may have creative blocks. You don't really know like what type of content you want to produce. You don't know how you want to write your research paper. You don't know what you want to say to your partner. You don't know like how to speak. Like you're not very witty, in having conversations with others. You may feel kind of awkward speaking, or you just don't know what to create. You don't know what to create. You may have a lack of clarity, or a limited space of awareness. Like you're really not self-aware of your mental patterns of like your speaking and how it affects others and how it actually affects yourself. You may, not have any clarity. You don't really know like what you want to do in life. I don't know. Something like that. Look at me. I don't have any clarity right now. Let's see. So when you have these signs of having an imbalanced throat chakra, you're going to attract people who try to silence you. You may attract people whose truths you don't resonate with. You may attract people, or you may like attract situations that are based on a lot of arguments, based on a lot of tearing each other down, a lot of gossiping, you know, a lot of negativity, thinking you know everything, thinking everyone else is stupid and you're the smartest one in the world. That's a sign your throat chakra is imbalanced, and you're going to attract relationships where people also think you're stupid, and vice versa. It's a continuous bullshit, because the universe thinks that's what you want. They think that's the life that you want to live, because that's the type of shit that's coming out of your mouth. Anyways, and you're going to attract liars. You're going to find that you're also a liar. You're going to figure that out too once you start becoming aware of shit. Yeah, people may be dishonest or make broken promises. You may make broken promises to yourself a lot, you know. Yeah, I've been there. Also, energy vampires, people that just want to talk your head off, but they just want to use you as the therapist, the unpaid therapist. They just want to use up all your energy, and it's all about them and their problems, and it's never about you. You know, people, you guys are competing for the mic. You guys just want to talk. You just want to hear yourself talk. You may attract people, or you may be the person that doesn't like silence. Something always has to be mentally stimulating. You always have to be listening to something. You always have to be speaking or hearing someone speaking. And blah, 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 blah. So let's talk about how you can balance and heal yourself. So that's a way you can heal yourself, is being weird, being different, going like actors and actresses do this to open up their throat chakra, open up their ability to express themselves through acting. They make weird ass noises, because the more weirder the noise, the more broad and open your mind is, and the more expansive and unique your energy is. Another thing is, I gotta do this quickly. We're gonna die. The thing's gonna die. What is it? Vocal exercises is a good one. Singing, practicing singing, doing vocal exercises. I can link some below that I've used. Grounding, doing what you say you're going to do. Practicing, just reading, writing your feelings out. What else? Not scrolling on the phone, because that lowers it. Learning a new language. Anything that has to do with the intellect and the mind, and also grounding that energy. You know, dancing, singing, screaming, crying, expressing your feelings without any shame. Being expressive during intimate situations where you're not feeling like you have to perform and fake your voice during intimate situations. You're just being authentic and unapologetically you. Speaking your truth. Practice speaking your truth. You don't have to just go right into it and just act like you have to be another person. You can integrate these things within yourself. You can integrate practicing setting boundaries through your words, speaking up for yourself in maybe more smaller situations instead of more high intense situations. Putting yourself out there in like-minded communities so you can be social with others in a physical space. You know, watching what you say, being more authentic, but like making sure, having the intention to speak light and beauty and growth and expansion into the world, and positivity, and encouraging yourself and others to go outside of the box, to really find and really live life. Okay, life is not meant to be lived from the safety of your ego. Life is meant to be lived from the intuition of your body. Okay, the feeling and the beating of your heart. Okay, emotional fulfillment, getting into those lower chakras is what's going to help you. Discipline and boundaries. Opening up yourself, being able to be vulnerable to really say how you feel, even if it's embarrassing. That's a real big one. Going after things that scare you, like speaking publicly, speaking on camera, speaking in front of your parents, speaking in front of your friends, singing in front of people. I felt very discouraged and ashamed of singing in front of people. But now I'm just like, you know what? Singing is everyone's birthright. You don't have to sound like Beyonce. Singing is everyone's birthright, okay? It is our right to express our mind, our voice, our heart. It is our right to emit this beautiful vibration so we can attract the reality that we came here to live.